looking forward to this one tonight. The Dallas Stars and the New York Islanders. Razor, you mentioned a few moments ago that it might come down to goaltending, and that sets up a fairly interesting matchup tonight.
It does. Anders Lindback makes his second start for the Stars, suffered the loss in Nashville, and faces the New York Islanders for the first time ever in his career. They'll need him to mop up those fatigue mistakes in this second game of a back-to-back set. At the other end, Chad Johnson was signed to be Jarro Halak's backup, but he's the better man right now, so he goes again for the New York Islanders, big rangy target, who is a very active puck handler.
Anders Lindback is a Swede. He's also 6'6", 215 pounds, 26 years old. Last year was Ben Bishop's backup in Tampa. Did not have his best season, and when Bishop was hurt early in the playoffs for Tampa Bay, he was unable to carry them out of the first round. This is a restart for Lindback, who was good, stopping 26 of 29 in Nashville, Razor, but not good enough to win there.
Well, he was great for 3/4 of the game, but, you know, he's no different than most of the Dallas Stars, who until last night, and even last night, I would say, have struggled to put together a complete 60-minute effort. Lindy Ruff imploring his crew to play aggressive, play on their toes. Started the last two road games tentatively in his mind. What he wants or needs is 4 guys on the attack consistently. He wants a real hard-edge will when they're defending, and players to trust, and I love this about Ruff, players to trust that a mistake won't get them stapled to the bench for the rest of the game. He encourages them to do, not watch.
This line was doing a lot last night. Patrick Eaves on the left scored his first goal as a Dallas Star, 75th of his career. Vern Fiddler in the middle, always buzzing. And Ales Hemsky had 8 shots. I heard someone call it after the game, maybe the best performance by a Star ever without getting a point. Hickey and Wisnowski on the back end for the Islanders to start. The Tavares line is out there. This incarnation of it, Corey Conacher, Kyle Oposo. On the wings, Alex Goligoski, Trevor Daley, Dallas's top pair on the back end. Ales Hemsky chips it in. That's Johnson dealing it off to the 38-year-old Czech Wisnowski, and here comes Tavares. Hemsky cut him off at center. Goligoski brushing it forward, Eaves into the corner, and Hemsky going after the puck with some speed. He'll curl out with it, bends off the bench. What a pass! And it's blocked in front by Wisnowski. Dylan shot, also hitting Wisnowski. Wisnowski missed the first half-dozen games of the season with a back injury. Frans Nielsen attacks, punched aside confidently by Lindback. And Dylan bumped it out to center ice. There's the new guys. We talked about Leddy and Boychuk on the back end. Each has a Stanley Cup ring, giving this lineup a total of 2. Leddy, very aggressive and attacking from the left point, pinching all the way down. Grabowski held off by Jordy Benn. He's partnered with Brendan Dillon. Jamie Benn, Jason Spezza, Tyler Seguin up front for the Stars, and few have been able to answer this line. Maybe no one. Spezza to Seguin, Leddy bumped it aside. Kuleman taking it in to Grabowski, and off his skate ahead Garbutt trying to slice through at the New York Islanders line. Couldn't cut away from Brian Straight. Jyrki Jokipaka playing in his second game in a row. Eking a shot, Johnson has the puck.
Going to be some pace to this one tonight, I think. Islander coach Jack Capuano has his Islanders leading the Metropolitan Division, and he believes in full throttle hockey. And his general manager, Gar Snow, has given him starting top D, goaltending foundation, really for the first time since he has been the Islanders bench boss. It's always good to have a nice collection of talented players come off the bus after you as a head coach in this league.
Very much so. Eakin, Roussel, and Garbutt for the Stars up front. Oleksiak out there with Jokipaka. Backhand shot by Garbutt to the net. Johnson sticked it aside. Nelson hounded. Oleksiak trying to keep the puck deep in the zone. And Anders Lee escapes to the Dallas line, sidestepping Jokipaka. Oleksiak's there to help him out. Garbutt to the line, but right to Hickey. Shooting it, tipped, save Lindback. He read that well.
Boy, Lee was left all alone right in front of Lindback. Alexiak got a little puck focused that time. Didn't realize he was in behind, and a better deflection, and this is a 1-0 lead for the Islanders.
Horcoff bottled up along the near board side. He's in there with Martin and Hickey. Dillon shot it. It came off the end boards, but Johnson covers, so there's no peril.
Well, you can see the Stars sending defensemen down the boards here early. Dillon did it on his first shift. Big Jamie Alexiak, same idea. One guy back, there are the three forwards down. Here comes the defenseman down the boards. And I mean way down the boards. Lower than the top of the circles to try to keep it in and shrink the rink.
Sevier won the faceoff. Dillon's shot doesn't get through. Again, it's Vishnowsky, who's blocked 3 or 4 already in the game. Big collision at center ice between Cizikas and one of the Stars. It's cut off now again. The hitting's starting to pick up. Leddy shooting it in from center. And Jordy Ben there.
Islanders have some banging wingers. Martin, who ran around last time the Stars were here. Clutterbuck's another one.
Sevier with the puck in the attacking zone. Horcoff tried to go back to the line. Goligoski's shot blocked. And Tavares with a pass ahead. Good play at the Dallas line. Trevor Daley stepped up. Lindback stopping it back of his net. Goligoski spun about.
That's one of the issues of inactivity for a netminder and his defense corps.
Long lead pass to Eaves. He's onside. He shot it and sprawling out to make the stop, Johnson.
That is hockey's version of the alley-oop. Eaves just couldn't elevate this in tight. Daley, look at this. Up and over top of everyone. As Eaves settled it down, he thought he could beat the legs on the ice. They beat the poke check, that's for sure. As Johnson went with that collision between Cizikas and Jordy Ben along the far side was a heavy one. There are going to be more of those tonight.
Ben Spezza Sagan in up front. Grabowski fired it out to center ice. But with Kuleman and Nielsen for the Islanders.
Nielsen's a very good two-way center iceman.
Coming off a big season, too. His best. Leddy bangs it up. Too far for Kuleman. Alexiak off the bench. Gave it to Goligoski. And he'll bring it ahead. Center ice. He sidesteps Nielsen at the line. Ran into Straight, who leaves it. And Franz Nielsen, 30-year-old Dane, hooked it out to center ice and into the Dallas zone it goes. Both teams will change.
Saw the quick change on defense for the Islanders. Pulled his top pair off the ice and threw DeHaan and Straight out there against the Stars' top trio. It looks like that's the matchup they want.
Calvin DeHaan got it ahead. Lee in check. Puck jumps out to center. Roussel there to cover up and back to Jokipaka. Eakin jammed in front of the Dallas bench. Alexiak trying to rip it free. Lee steps away with it to Nelson, and a nice play by Jokipaka. Calvin DeHaan starts the Islanders' attack at center. Got away from Horcoff to Lee at the Dallas line. Strome's pass off Nelson's stick. Hickey firing, tip, score! Anders Lee as the Islanders up 1-0.
Well, he was the guy who had dropped anchor in front of Lindback early on and had that pretty good chance. This time it was Brendan Dillon who ends up in front of the net. Jokipaka, the other defenseman out there, it's a split pair, is going to go out and challenge this shot from the point. But he's in between. He's saying, I'm a defenseman. I'm not supposed to cover that point. Quick whip toward the net, rolling puck, deflection right in front. Nobody had his stick. Lindback trying to find it through the traffic. Bing, 1-0.
24-year-old Edina, Minnesota native. That's his first of the season. He had good numbers in brief duty last year with the Islanders. And it's 1-0. Again, the Stars will chase. Dillon back of the net. Martin leaning on him. Here comes Clutterbuck to shove Jordy Ben. Cole spit it out to center ice. Hickey firing it right back over. Jordy Ben stepping away from Cizikas. Sevier hinging it back. And here comes Dillon. Got away from Conacher to Sevier at the line. Now behind Cole. Back comes Tavares. At the line, Conacher moving in. Stick checked away.
Deftly.
Opozo moves it over. Shot from Boychuk and a save. Lindback, no rebound. 13:53 remaining in the first period. The Islanders strike first, 1-0.
Into our final trip to Uniondale. Islanders up 1-0 on the Stars. As you enjoy a cold one, remember, Miller Time is coming up later in the game, brought to you by Pilsner Brewed, Miller Lite.
Faceoff will come to Anders Lindback's left. Vern Fiddler and Kyle Opozo, who already has 3 goals this season, coming off a career-high 27 last year.
He didn't play the game here. His wife was having a baby. Stars were thinking, oh, that's a great break for us. And they got pumped 7-3.
He's in there tonight. Maybe the fortunes will change. Fiddler backhanded it just wide off the steal.
Good hustle, forced the turnover.
Hemsky to Fiddler. Centered it. Tossed aside by Conacher to Hemsky along the boards. Straight has him wrapped up. Opozo can't get it out. Now he does. Tavares had to reach for it. Gives it to Conacher into the zone. Shot it. Out of the corner. It bounces. Tie up along the boards. Fiddler's back at his own end. Opozo. Tavares. Conacher. Oh, save Lindback.
I don't know if he made the save or it hit him. It was so quick. Bang, bang. From behind the icing line to the front of the net. And that's what the Islanders do as well as any team in this league. Set up plays from there.
Spezza moving it in. Kicked it to the wing for Jamie Benn. He'll handle it in the corner. 5-game goal scoring streak for Benn. Now Sagan shot it. Saved. Johnson.
Pretty good looks at both ends. Monster stop by Lindback. Good hustle. Fiddler came out with a little snarl in him. His line forced this turnover. Some bad puck movement by the Islanders. Not much of a bid, but hurried and a chance. At the other end, Conacher, who doesn't have a point in the last 5 games playing on the wing on their top line with Tavares and Opozo. They like him there. You got to produce.
This line has produced plenty for the Dallas Stars. 14 of their 24 goals have come from this trio. They're offside.
Yeah, they've been something else. What more do you ask for? The Stars don't have a regulation loss in their last 5 games, and those 3 players have combined for 11 goals in that span. Crazy.
Sagan barreling in after the puck. He's got a 5-game point streak. Spezza's got a 4-game point streak. Grabowski threw it out to center ice. Kuleman sidestep Jokipaka, who stays with him stride for stride.
I really like him as a defenseman, Jokipaka. Lindy Ruff was raving about how he played last night in his first.
Ben tried to thread it through to Spezza. Boychuk cleans it up.
He and Letty's stick, I think, knocked that one down. They switched up a little bit, had this top pair against them.
Sagan working it in deep in the zone, curling back, feeding Daly, high slot, back to Sagan, has a lane, down low. He had Goligoski cutting down the back door, and that does not connect.
He was picked up by the winger. That was good defending by the Islanders in their own zone. Strome had him all the way from the blue line in.
Shots 5-4 Stars, 11:45 remaining in the first period. 1-0 New York. Lee with the goal. There's throwing up the middle, intercepted. Strome moving in, drops to Lee, in front to Hahn, and a save Lindback.
Well, you can see just how toxic turnovers in neutral ice can be. That line, or parts of that line, got scored on earlier in mid-change, and the chance at the other end. There's the back door. There's Strome. He could have made a slight plea for a penalty on that one as his stick was right on the hands or in between the hands. And Trevor Daly trying to get it to Cody Eakin right at the logo at center ice, and chase back to your net will be a bad equation against this Islander club in their barn.
Horkoff tied up Brock Nelson, but the Islanders come away with the puck. Strome hounded by Jordy Benn, dumped it into the corner. Lee taking down Dillon. Shot from Nelson. Right into the center of the chest, and the Stars, Dillon taking some exception here.
Well, taking away the welcome mat for Anders Lee is what he's doing. He has their goal. He had a chance earlier in this last set in the Dallas end of things. Dillon said it's not going to be easy if you want to loiter in front of our net. Watch this. There's the battle on the right-hand side, right in front. Get the stick. Got away with a little clip of the chin, I think, with a high stick. Then went after it in the corner. Stars have fluctuated between some pretty good boxing out in front of their own net in games and allowing way too many good looks for the other side.
Spezza wins the draw. Dillon to his partner, Jordy Ben. Looked at his brother, finds Sagan at center. Tipped off of him.
Stars trying to go up through the middle a lot. Islanders cutting off the boards. Try to use the middle of the ice.
Jordy Ben fell off his stick back of the net. Jason Spezza handing it out to Dillon. Backhanding it in deep, but right to Leddy. Fire it up the boards and out. Kuleman takes the Dallas line, surrounded, fronted, reared. Down he goes under Jordy Ben.
Good hustle by Sagan to get back. It was a real good tracker. Sagan was wide open over on the far side of the ice when Dillon had that puck earlier.
Now Dillon and Jordy Ben trying to keep Cizikas away. And Jamie tipped it, but not over the line. Hickey to Cizikas. Martin down the wing. Shooting it, save Lindback. He's been busy early.
He has. He's cleaning up the Stars turning pucks over on their way up ice. They're having difficulty navigating the neutral zone in between the two blue lines. There was Sagan all alone. Oh, he died a little bit. He just died a little. You know, right shot over there, wide open. He could have pasted that one and then hustles back to help Jordy Ben out defensively in their own zone. It's a good look there.
Vern Fiddler, Casey Cizikas to Anders Lindback's right. Cizikas straight back. Wisnowski coughed it up. Here comes Hemsky to Eves. And that's intercepted at the line. Clutterbuck gave it to Martin. Backhanding it over. Cizikas getting past Goligoski. Dropped it for a shot that goes wide from Clutterbuck. Hickey, same kind of play. They scored the goal on. They've looked for a couple of times. Hemsky trying to get there, and icing called against Dallas.
Yeah, you can see the Islander defense, whenever they have the puck at the point, are not looking for a great big bazooka shot to the net. They just want to throw it in the general vicinity. And again, Capuano wants them to play fast, and you can play fast with your legs or you can play fast with the puck, and it looks like that's what they're trying to do in the attacking zone.
Off the icing then.
Fiddler lost the last one clean on the other side. See if you can do better here.
Does not. Straight dumps it in. Conacher off the boards. Daly stepping in ahead of Tavares and giving it to Hemsky, who tosses it to center ice, right to DeHaan. Backhanded in. Stars get a couple of changes, and all three on that line. Roussel waiting for it at center, gave it to Eakin. He moved it over. Garba dumped it deep. Johnston let it go. Straight weakly toward Opozo. That's where the battle is, and it jumps over Garbutt's stick to center. Dillon to Garbutt. Backhanding it in wide of the net. Eakin tried to center it. Slugged away to the corner. Dillon came in deep, and covering up at center is Jordy Ben. Garbutt again. Racing after it was straight. Put it back at the net. Centering for Eakin was Roussel. That's blocked by DeHaan. Lead of the line, not out. Dillon, a shot. Rocketed up high and wide. Lee digs it out, goes with it to the Dallas line for Tavares. Dillon intercepts. Eakin bumped off the puck. Lee would like to re-engage, but he had a man trapped in the zone. Lindback with a short feed. And Jordy Ben out to Sevier. The Dallas change. Horkoff, Cole, and Sevier. Eric Cole had another strong game last night. Did not score, but has 3 in his last 3 games. Cole tipped it forward. Here comes Horkoff. Sevier's with him at the line. Horkoff to Sevier. Stick tied up by Leddy. And then plowed back of the net. Sevier's up, but without his helmet. Brock Nelson. Long pass, too far for Stroman. Icing coming against the Islanders.
Well, both teams, it's pretty evident, are trying to create races to pucks, whether it's chipping pucks out of their own zone and doing it or chipping it in and doing it. Stars did it chipping out of their own zone. On the gallop. Horkoff breaking around the outside with a man going to the net. I think there have been some liberal interpretations of what is a penalty and what isn't at both ends here in the first period. As Sevier got cut down on his way to the net.
Spezza and Nelson, but Martin jumps in. Takes it to center. Islanders make their change off the icing. Jokipaka rammed, but he's holding Martin off. Spezza coming down after the puck. Alexiak could have been tagged there for interference. Spezza tearing after the puck. Vishnowsky beat him to it. Cizikas clocked it in from center. Daly whips it around. Goligoski up the middle. Ben lost the puck. And Cizikas dumps it in deep. He'll collect it. Twisting it back out to Hickey. Vishnowsky a blast. That's tipped wide. Kuleman. Along the boards. Big hit there by Sagan. Knocking Hickey to the ice.
Fans wanted a hit from behind there. Boy, both teams have been aggressive.
Grabowski tossed it over, but right to Fiddler. Off the Dallas bench. Alone. The New York Islander line and overtaken by Straight. Calvin DeHaan. His last name starts with a lowercase d. Grabowski from the line. To whip it across the ice. Fiddler picks it off. Lead pass to Eaves. Moving in for a shot. Held, rebound, score! Vern Fiddler! It came off Johnston. I must have lost track of the puck, and the game is tied.
Well, this has just been a circus of turnovers, and then both teams trying to challenge the other side off the rush. And this is obviously a puck that should have died in the paraphernalia. They turn it over up ice. Stars come galloping back the other way. All three forwards involved. Strong net drive. Johnson just lost it. Look at the eyes of Vern Fiddler. Watches it all the way under the body. Sees where it is. Sees that it's rattling around. And chunks one in from about 2 feet. So that line is chipped in, or players from it, each of the last 2 nights. They were the only dry line in that big victory over the Vancouver Canucks at home. Good on Fiddler, who's been pesky here in the first period.
6 goals last season. That's his first of the year. 34-year-old Edmonton native has the Stars on the board. 1-1. Nelson takes it over. Dillon interrupts him. Jordy Ben to Cody Eakin. Harassed, but got it up to Roussel. Tipped it to Garbutt, who slams it off the boards. Roussel's pass. Onside to Dillon. Into the corner. Roussel's in there with Hickey. So's Eakin, finds the puck. Centered it for Sevier. Couldn't pull the trigger. Lee had it hacked away. Goligoski centers it. Loose in front and stabbed to the backboards. Sevier steps out, shooting, looking for a deflection in front. Stars are swarming the net again. Sevier, a shot, and it bounces into the near corner. Hickey shot it. It's rolling on edge, right on goal.
Well, you can see now that the Stars have the Islanders with a little bit of over-aggression in their game, both physically and with the puck, and they're making them chase. If the Stars can play smart tonight, I think they can get a lot of that in the game.
Horkoff to Cole, back of the net. Tavares gave it away again to Horkoff. Swept it deep for Cole. It's got Boychuk on his back. Strong play to find Jordy Ben. Skipped it wide of the goal. Sevier tried to center to Cole. Blocked by Boychuk. Sevier spinning away with it. Can't get it to the net. Leddy makes the play and clears. Conacher speeding after it. Jordy Ben to Brendan Dillon. Dallas changing. Big line coming out. Tavares. His pass knocked down. And here comes Jordy Ben. Handing it to Dillon. Now to Jamie. Draws a lot of attention in the zone. And a penalty coming up against the Islanders straight.
Too much speed.
4.5 remaining in the first period. First, it was Lee for the New York Islanders, putting the home team in front 1-0. Then, it was Vern Fiddler. And we're tied at 1.
Opening period here on Long Island, and the the Stars have their legs here in the first period. They've skated well. They've been able to create some of these races. That lovely alley-oop by Daly to Patrick Eaves. They forced some mistakes with hustle in the attacking zone. Fiddler, I think, has been terrific. He and Horkoff have teamed up on a lot of stuff where they have driven deep into the zone, put people and pucks to the net, something that Lindy Ruff has been harping on. They were much better at last night against the Devils, and here tonight, Fiddler rewarded with that hustle to the net and a juicy rebound. Prior to all that, though, the game's 1-0, and Anders Lindback settled in and made some stunning stops, none bigger than the Tavares-Conacher bang-bang in tight that he took in the right knee.
Stars are on the power play for the first time in the game. Daly, a shot off the chest. Ben twisted it in front, and Nielsen to the line, not out. Daly spets up. Tried to center it, hits Boychuk. Hops back of the net. Uncleanly up the boards. Goligoski tearing in after it. Nielsen took a whack. Ben has it off to the side. Giving it to Spezza. He missed it at the line. Nielsen chasing after it. Spezza caught him. Opens it up for Daly. Spezza took it over. Calvin DeHaan shoots it around, but right to Tyler Seguin, who's waiting at the right point. Spezza let it go. Ben tossed it to the line, and there was no one there. Stars have a power play goal in 4 straight games, due primarily last night to some forensic analysis and lobbying from Stars PR man Ben Fromstein, who had to go in there and check the clock. And yeah, that Jamie Benn goal that we initially called as even strength is a power play goal. So here comes Hemsky now, trying to sidestep Hickey. Took it around behind the net. Hemsky to Cole, shooting wide of the net. Horkoff to Sevier, firing, pad stop Johnson. And this group buzzing. And that one slammed past Jordy Ben.
Yeah, Sean Horkoff the last few games has looked like the same Sean Horkoff that led the Stars in that series against the Ducks in the spring. He and Jamie Benn were the Dallas Stars' 2 best players.
Horkoff's pass hit Cole at the line, cleared.
I think he was trying to get it to Sevier, and Cole was just sort of coasting through the middle of the ice, and it caught him in the skate. Funny, they can get pucks to the net 5-on-5, and then all of a sudden they get an extra guy out there, and they can't get anything toward the net.
Garbett pulling up along the boards. Ryan Straight's hooking minor expires in 3 seconds. Roussel goes between the guys at the line. Straight comes on. Stars are 0 for 1. Dallas tied for 7th coming into the game tonight with a 26% power play.
Islanders have been leaky, too. I'm sure they've spent a lot of time talking over their penalty killing. Work there.
Roussel straightened up.
Stars are going right back on the power play here. Going to be an interference call. It's that, the puck goes by. Player doesn't allow the player by. Back to the PP.
Dallas and the New York Islanders tied at 1 with 2:11 remaining in the first period, and most of that, unless they score, spent on the power play when we come back.
It's in solitude for his indiscretion. Stars are going right back on the power play. Little chip and go get it by Antoine Roussel, and as Hickey stepped into the middle, he interfered with him. Stars power play's been smoking along, almost 1 of every 3, and Spezza leads the National Hockey League in power play assists.
Trevor Daly, the Islanders penalty killing, as we talked about last. Well, they've sturdied up a little bit in the last 2 games. Leddy shooting it in. Anders Lindback, Dallas goaltender tonight, leaves it. Alex Goligoski weaving his way to his own line. Passing over to Spezza. Sagan's to his right, gave him the puck. Returning it to Spezza. Didn't get much on that. Boychuk slams it around.
It looks like the Islanders have said, we're going to go right after them. We're not going to sit back and let this top Stars power play unit pick us apart.
Up ice pressure from the Islanders. Goligoski forced to stop, turned it over. Here comes Kuleman, a shot, he scores!
Not hard to figure this one out. Stars trying to bring it up the ice. It's a pass that is all fouled up. It's in behind Goligoski. They try to drop it back. And like you said, they were hyper-aggressive. They had a lot of guys in between the two blue lines waiting for the Stars to come up ice, turn it over. You can hear it go in off the pipe.
Kuhlman unassisted. First shorthanded goal scored by the Islanders. First allowed by Dallas. They gave up only 5 in 82 games last year. Hemsky moving in, kicking it back out to Jordy Ben. Passing it over to Cole. To Jordy, a shot. Held by Chad Johnson with under a minute to play in the first.
Horkoff is trying to get to it, get a stick on it. Instead, it was just a routine save from distance. Another peek from in behind Anders Lindback. There was the interchange that went awry in neutral ice. And what you have a left shot coming down the right-hand side. He's got a pretty good look at the far side. The goalie has to worry about both the far side, short side, between his legs.
One-time 30-goal man in Toronto.
Yeah, they got he and Grabowski, who played together with the Leafs, and each of them were 30-goal scorers. Played well together, and they're paired up again here in Long Island.
Hemsky dashing in after a puck to Hahn, trying to hold him off. Big pile up in the corner, and Nelson runs into the referee. Puck stays in the zone, but then straight fires it out.
That's a heck of a hit.
It was Greg Kimmerly. Clutterbuck went after Sevier at center ice. Boychuk steps up. This place emboldened by the kill and the shorthanded goal, and 10 seconds remaining in the period. Hickey steps on. Leddy iced it, but he was aware that the penalty had just expired.
Antoine Roussel having some words with Clutterbuck after that hit earlier. And yeah, I mean, you're looking at back-to-back power plays. At worst, you're going to get out of this period having played last night 1-1 and one muffed play on your power play and a goal against, and you're right. It feels like you got to start digging.
Daly fired it from the face-off win. It rides the glass, bounces to center, and it's 2-1 New York.
Some good and some bad in that opening frame. See whether the Stars feel their legs go out from underneath of them as this moves along, or if they find their game a little bit.
So the Dallas Stars playing on consecutive nights. Last night, shootout win in New Jersey, and tonight they're on Long Island. They're in a seesaw affair, as we like to call it in the business, with the New York Islanders. It's 2-1 Islanders after 20 minutes. The Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Uniondale. Second period about to start. The Islanders 2, the Stars 1. Enter to win 4 Stars tickets. Exclusive access to morning skate at American Airlines Center. A tour of the Stars locker room and dinner for 4 before the game. Courtesy of CertaPro. Enter today at DallasStars.com.
Stars did manage to lock down the Islanders' leading scorer, John Tavares. Didn't really have a chance in that opening period. Did set up Conacher for a good one, though. Comes into the game with 11 points in his first 7 games. That's the exact same total that Brian Trottier had back in 1978. The same number of games. And he went on to win the Art Ross Trophy as the leading scorer in the National Hockey League.
Foreshadowing.
Perhaps he's going to have to outduel many others, including the guy wearing 91 on the ice in white tonight, Tyler Seguin. Man, what a pace in that first period. You know, the blemish was pretty obvious, the shorthanded goal against. Islanders trying to push the pace and push the physical play against a Stars team that played last night. That's pretty obvious.
Vern Fiddler had Dallas's lone first period goal. Patrick Eaves set it up, and he's in the circle. Fiddler is. With John Tavares. Fiddler with Eaves and Hemsky. Eaves kicks it back for a Dallas faceoff win. Trevor Daly snapped it forward. Fiddler chipped it on in. Johnson back of the net. And Hickey Tried to work it up. Opozo will. Pushing it forward to Wisnowski, who jumps up on the rush in front. And Hemsky took him all the way to the net. Tavares centering. Opozo dusting it off. Hickey in front. It was relayed wide by Conacher. Bouncing puck covered by Anders Lindback.
It was a deft little play by Patrick Eaves to just bump it into him. You got to have some trust your goalie's pad's going to be there. And end this dangerous rotation by the Islanders' top line. Couple of broken plays. Stars trying to play defensively from the middle out. Vern Fiddler went down to block a shot up top, and the thing rainbowed over top of everybody, and there was the nudge at the side of the net. Conacher thought there should have been a call. Eaves with an assist and a breakaway chance in that opening period.
DeHaan off the face-off win. Strome takes it out to the line. Shot it wide of the net. Brock Nelson. What a great name. Alexiak up. Eakin.
Sounds like he should be hosting a show on PBS, doesn't it?
Brock Nelson Report or something with Brock Nelson.
Yes.
Yeah. Alexiak lifting that out. Calvin DeHaan. Eakin ran into the aforementioned Nelson. And that's DeHaan. Rink wide to Strome at the Dallas line. Nelson breaking to the net. Strome shot it. Save Lindback. Rebound. Score. Lindback didn't control it, and it's 3-1 Islanders.
While both netminders have done this, repurposed offerings for no apparent reason, and the aforementioned Brock Nelson is the benefactor. It's a good save by Lindback on the original shot. A lot of room for Strome to walk in and test him. And as he tries to gather it in, I think Jokipaka sweeps it away from his stick and right onto the stick blade of Nelson. Bang.
Puck jumps the boards, goes out of play outside the Dallas line. Nelson's 5th goal of the season. 14 last year.
It's similar to the goal that Fiddler scored back in the opening period. Too much room up top. Shot gets through, no problem with that. And then a little miscommunication, some inactivity maybe from the netminder playing a role in that one.
Sagan shot it, blocked. Spezza cranked it toward Ben. Fires out of the corner to keep it. Grabowski has him wrapped up, gives it to Dillon. Fought it at the line, finds Ben. Flipped it over to his brother Jordy. Slap shot. Nothing off of the chest.
Again, a little tunnel vision from Jordy Ben on this. The puck was rolling, and sometimes you can baffle a netminder with that shot. But again, he has Tyler Sagan wide open to the side of the net, waiting for it. And, you know, sort of the same body language on the tail end of that. There's no coverage down low. If he slides it down there, he's on his forehand. He can maybe go back door. I think even his baby brother died a little bit on that one.
Alexiak going back after the puck. Good pass ahead to Cole. They'll leave it for Horcoff. 3-on-3 as they're in the zone. Horcoff shot. Blocker to side by Johnson. Cole using his feet and hands to get it deeper. Boychuk with a pass to Cizikas.
Pretty good one. Pull it off the boards like that and hit his man in the middle.
Now Cizikas barreling through. Shot it. Hit Clutterbuck on its way to the net. Right back out to Cizikas. His pass to Leddy, and then returning it into the corner for Martin. Deep for Clutterbuck. Jokipaka staying with him. Shot it off the side of the net. Martin dispatched in front, and Horcoff will get a penalty for interference.
Well, this is the Stars. You've already had 2 power plays in the game, and now the Islanders are going to get theirs. I mean, Martin is a big bull of a man, and as he breaks in here, he gets bumped into a little bit trying to turn the corner, and as he goes down, yeah, it's as much interference as the Hickey one was back in the first period. So this could go from a dangerous deficit to borderline game over.
They're top 10-2 on the power play coming in. The Stars did not take a penalty last night that resulted in a New Jersey Devils power play.
Yeah, the penalty killing meeting was just a waste of time prior to the game last night in Newark.
Not tonight.
20 minutes, they'll never get back.
Oh, and Fiddler almost got a shorty back.
Boy, loose play by Wisnowski in behind the net. Vern Fiddler has a lot of spunk in his game tonight.
Oposo drops it, gets it back, hands it off, and Wisnowski had to go to both knees to control the puck. Oposo trying to spin away from Trevor Daley, feeding Wisnowski. Nielsen dumps it deep, got it back from Tavares. Out to Wisnowski to Tavares, and the pass intercepted, knocked to center by Roussel. Would like to get off, and he does get off. Nielsen hauls it right back over. Oposo, weak pass. Daley able to clear. Islanders were 6 for 14 in their first 4 games. They're 1 for 14 in their last 3. Jamie Benn, up ice pressure for the Stars. Garbets there too, chasing Leddy back of the net. That's Vern Fiddler's stick.
Nelson's been a fixture on their power play and productive, and the newcomer on defense, Boychuk, number 55, has a rocket from the point.
Jamie Benn splits the point men. Half a minute remaining on the Horkoff minor.
Not going to allow him to get any opportunities. Half a minute to go. The best opportunity has been the shorthanded one. That's obvious.
Grabowski handed it back. Leddy takes it over. Vern Fiddler waiting on it, and good little chip down the boards.
Sometimes it's a good thing when the goalie doesn't stop that rim around like that. Quickly got around the boards and an easy out.
Strome jammed by Alexiak. Nelson coming over, and a race for the puck. Roussel is chasing Leddy as the penalty expires. Stars 1 for 1 on the kill. Strome from center ice. 3-on-2 as they're into the zone. Strome shot it, kicked out by Lindback. Alexiak to the line, but right to DeHaan. Back of the goal, Lindback cut most of that off. Jokipaka under some duress from Strome. Alexiak moving in. Bangs it out to center ice. Spezza from Seguin. Spezza takes the middle. Shooting it. Blocked by DeHaan. And Seguin can't get to the loose puck. It's cleared. Goligoski's pass to Seguin at center ice. Now for Benn. On to Spezza. Leaves it for Seguin. A shot. He scores! Get him the puck. And it's 3-2.
Big goal from the big line. Perfectly placed. Boy, Jason Spezza got a rough ride on his first entry into the zone. He got rocked by 2 big wingers in Lee and Martin. They come right back in again off the turnover. That's why the eyes were rolling on Jack Capuano. And a wrister from a rather sharp angle. Pretty little drop pass, quickly ripped, and the goaltender Johnson was down early and got beat clean, short side high.
Seguin's team-leading 6th. All 3 extend point streaks. Ben's still looking to extend his goal streak, and it's 3-2. Back of the net, Martin centers for Clutterbuck. Swing and a miss, and Daley trying to push it forward. Sevier moved it on to Cole. Into the zone. Horkoff following it up to Sevier, back of the net. Pivots in the corner, then finds Horkoff. Cole comes barging in there, twisted up, tried to center it as he was going down. Comes right back to him, and he wins the puck from Wisnowski. Walked away from Cizikas. Penalty coming up against the Islanders. Jordie Benn. A lot of people in front looking for Horkoff's redirection. Lindback's on the bench. That's Seguin to Jordie Benn. Tyler Seguin firing. That hits Dillon. Cizikas makes contact, and the Stars are about to go on the power play again.
Special teams a story.
So is Tyler Seguin, who has the Stars within a shot. 3-2 with 13:40 to play in the second period.
We have the respective leading scorers contiguous, thanks to what's known in the business as the split screen. Tyler Seguin and John Tavares. Seguin has moved ahead of Tavares and into a tie with the dynamic duck duo on the West Coast. 12 points atop the NHL in the Art Ross Trophy standings. With that tally just moments ago, it was pretty breezy by the top line. Now they get a chance here again on the power play.
Third power play of the game. They're 0 for 2. Seguin swung and missed. Slapped it back into the slot. Leddy Ran right into the Dallas captain, Jamie Benn, to Trevor Daley in the corner. And the Stars strip it away from Kuleman. That's Spezza. Back of the net for Benn to Daley, crowded in front. Out to Seguin. No lane. Goligoski moves it, swings it back to Spezza. Shot it, scores! Jason Spezza ties the game.
What a rocket. So give a little bit of credit. The third assist, if you will, should go to Eric Cole with some diligent work with the puck to draw the call. And then watch how the Islanders want to keep this puck on one side of the ice up top. I think it was Kuleman up top. Didn't want the Stars to be able to change sides. Instead, the Stars took what was given to them. Nice screen set up by Jamie Benn. Another rifle shot up top. Seguin beat him one side. Spezza with a bomb to the other side. And the Stars have come right back to tie this hockey game.
Spezza now with 11 points as well in the season. A goal and a helper tonight. Goligoski with the primary assist in Dallas. 1 for 3 on the power play. They tied it with 2 here in the second period. Straight kept it in. Dillon working to get it away from Martin. And a short feed to Roussel. Comes left to Eakin at the line. Eakin and Cizikas go into the corner. Roussel back of the net. DeHaan grabbing on. Roussel trying to escape. Goes to the front of the net. Whacked at it a couple of times. Johnson's looking for it. And they give him the whistle. Quite a pile up over there.
It was an error. Good gritty work to get it to the net. Johnson's been touched up for 3. Same thing at the other end with Anders Lindback. Essentially the backup's going mano-a-mano in this one here tonight. Cody Eakin still trying to find himself a little bit. I think Lindy Ruff has been fairly open with his displeasure for his conditioning. Last night, the lowest minutes I've seen maybe Eakin play as a Dallas Star in the victory in New Jersey. Some of that because they never had to kill penalties.
Hemsky didn't get much on that, and a penalty coming up here. It's against the Stars.
Right off that draw, so there's got to be some kind of a pick. Eves 18, there it is, steps right into the middle. He's just chasing into the middle. The argument would be I'm entitled to my ice. They've called a few of those here tonight, the interference stuff. Both ways, so this is turning into a special teams can you get the big save contest between the Islanders and Stars, 2 of the highest scoring teams in the league. No shock that we're not midway through this game and both have 3 on the board.
Seguin also getting an assist on that goal, so now he leads the NHL in scoring. 3 weeks into the season. Oposo wins the draw. Second power play for the Islanders. They're 0 for 1. Tavares. He's got 2 power play goals this season. Vishnevsky fired it, blocked in front off Goligoski. Leads Dallas in that category. Lee bunts it over. Tavares shot it wide. Vishnevsky getting over there ahead of Roussel. Lee back of the net. Tavares poked it. Nielsen returning it to the New York Islander captain. Setting up on the half wall, looking interior. And then curling it back out. Vishnevsky had to lunge to keep it in. Oposo deep. Lee. Stars are keeping them to the outside. No shots really at Lindback. Tavares firing out of the knot in front. Sticks go whacking away, and the puck dribbles to the line, but not out. Vishnevsky holding it there. 1:10 left on the power play. Oposo down to Tavares back again. No shooting lane. Fiddler was right there. And now he's watching Tavares. Spins, worked it out to Nielsen. Vishnevsky, a shot, tipped just wide in front. Lee trying to pull it off the net. Tavares. Vishnevsky. Tavares down low. Lee, a shot, save Lindback. Loose in front, Fiddler. Trying to fight through and clear it. He can't get it out. 35 left on the power play. Stars have been unable to change up here. Tavares shooting into the glove. Lindback holds it.
And Ender. Had a little trouble again with that rebound control in tight. The Islanders content to dust it off a little bit. Only brought it to the net 3 times during this power play set. Here's the short side high. Tavares has a great shot. relatively routine. The tough one was right in the middle. Alex Goligoski multitasking in front. Big block. He's got to worry about two guys but not commit to anybody. And he did just that. Make sure he could break up that cross-crease pass.
5 assists in his last 6 games for Goligoski. 23 blocks on the season to lead the Stars. And what do we have here?
Gonna check the clock, I think, after the face-off ran amok.
Eakin wins it. Dillon shoots it down.
That pretty much extinguishes the power play when you can win one draw in your own zone. Done beautifully by Cody Eakin.
Johnny Boychuk. Pass to Leddy. Enters the zone. Dillon slowed him up. Leddy leaves it for Nelson. Back of the net, Jordy Ben. Angled it out. And Garbutt chases Boychuk. Worked it along to Strome. Eaves is on. Power play is over. Stars 2 for 2 on the kill. Islanders are back in. Grabowski sets up in front. Nelson threw it away to Jordy Ben. And a good pass to get away from the trouble to Dillon. Garbutt to Jamie Benn at center ice. Tuck it down the boards and go in there after Straight and Boychuk. Hemsky coming. Jokipaka. Pop over him and out of play.
Boy, another good answer by the Stars on the road. We came in talking about that. They faced some rough stuff these last 3 road games. Either poor starts or calls against them. Here tonight, a 2-goal deficit, and they come roaring right back. And I would say that it's been their special teams that have sort of ruddered them through this second period. They got a big kill just prior to scoring at the other end, and they go bang, bang, get it back to even.
Casey Cizikas pursuing Alexiak's little shoot-in. Jokipaka trying to hold the zone. Squirts free, race for the puck. Hemsky's going to get there ahead of Martin, barely. Keeping him away, and then gets a rough trip in the corner. Martin wanted Clutterbuck. Spezza intercepts, and here come the Stars again. Spezza driving onto Hahn. Spezza tried to drag it by him, couldn't do it. Clutterbuck to the Dallas line. Backhanding it into the corner after the crisscross with Cizikas, who's in check from Goligoski back of the net. Daly brushing it along for Hemsky. Again, he's got Martin on his back. Harkov clears.
They can be good with the puck, though. They can get through that because they're looking for one thing. Clutterbuck and Martin are just looking to finish their checks. Puck is secondary.
Tavares, Daly, Opozo, Harkov. And it comes free. Goligoski took it away. Here comes Cole. Harkov at the line. Gave it to Sagan. Shooting it, looking for Harkov's redirection. Switch things up a bit here. It's Harkov back of the net. Sagan's in the slot. Tried to get him the puck, and he couldn't do it.
Wisnowski, a little stick check in front of the net, kept it away.
No ice, and Conacher's in there first. Jordy Ben. Pass to Sagan. Cole. Tight quarters along the boards. Eakin barreling in. Fell. Wisnowski pushes it around to Hickey. 8.5 left in the second period. Shots 14 apiece. It's 3-3 for the Stars and the Islanders. Dallas erasing a 1-0 and 3-1 hole here.
It's giving them a gust of wind, too. They're forcing turnovers all over the place right now.
Get another one. Garbutt, backhander. Save Johnson. Garbutt tried to spit it right back at the goaltender, and now that's off the bodies in front out to Jordy Ben. Dillon has it cocked. He fires wide of the net. Spezza taming it, centering it. Garbutt in check. Dillon from the right point. Spezza drive. That's blocked. Roussel tied up. Trying to pass it over to Spezza. Roussel collecting it along the boards. And they turn it over. Opozo to the Dallas line for Conacher. Tavares driving toward the net. Dillon blocked the pass. Tavares lost it. Garbutt coming to center. Gave it to Dillon. Little fake and then a shoot in. Stars get their change. Tavares takes the Dallas line. Alexiak takes the puck from him, gave it to Sagan, trying to sprint free. A penalty coming up against Leddy. Sagan gave it to Harkov for a shot that's just wide. Harkov collecting it. It's a delayed call against the Islanders. Jyrki Jokipaka moving it over to Spezza. And there's the whistle. Jason Spezza, welcome to the group. He's tied the game at 3, and he's going back on the power play next.
Seguin and Spezza time, too, I'd say, here in the middle frame. I'll drink to that. Man, they've been spot on again. A second wind, if you will, after playing well over 20 minutes last night. They have scored bang, bang. Beautiful drop pass by Spezza to Seguin. Made it a 3-2 game. Stars were down big after the Nelson goal early in the period, and then ka-thump. Spezza on the power play from distance. So yeah, with Lindy Ruff with a little hunch and some urgency late in that game against the Pittsburgh Penguins. They rally in that one. And now in 13 periods, Benn, Spezza, and Seguin have combined for lots of points and 9 goals. And this game's just barely half over. There could be more.
What was it you've said all these years? There's no substitute for skill?
None.
Jamie Benn wins the faceoff. That was very nice. Benn tried to center to Seguin. Back of the net, out to Seguin. Goligoski, Tyler Seguin. Twirling away from Nielsen. Goligoski kept it at the line. Spezza. Trevor Daley. Spezza in the corner. Around for Tyler Seguin, was a goal and a helper in the game. Passed it to Daley, gave it to Seguin. Benn's in the corner. Spezza sneaking down. There's Benn to Spezza, and DeHaan came over. Goligoski to Benn. It chipped off of his stick and cleared by Clutterbuck.
A couple of good plays defensively. Both Straight and DeHaan made good plays right in front of their net to knife pucks away.
Minute remaining on the penalty to Leddy. Boychuk crushed it. He can crush it. Jordy Benn. And he'll start it off with the second unit out there. Hemsky taking it in full flight. They're denied entry at the line. They already have one shorty. Cizikas looking for more. Stars rally to find him. Boychuk. Boom. Whew. Nelson from the boards. Save Lindback. 20 seconds remaining on the power play. Hemsky cutting at center ice. Good pass along to Sevier. Straight will pick him up. Hemsky to Cole at the line. Giving it back to Hemsky. Pushing it over Goligoski, and he shot it wide. Cole holding the zone. Horkoff back of the net. Penalty is over. Islanders are back at full strength as Leddy joins. Hemsky has it back of the net. Nobody in front of the net. He's hammered at the side of the goal. Boychuk again. Just wide of the net, and it's icing against the Islanders.
Hemsky's looking at the referee. Which one of those cross-checks did you not think was a cross-check up to the side of the net? It's been almost exclusively special teams here in the second period. It's working out for the Stars because their penalty killing is held. Their power play is cashed in. Really, it started late in that first period when they gave up the shorthanded goal in the final 2 minutes.
Eakin wins the faceoff. Jokipaka to Alexiak. A shot off the glove. Roussel, a backhander. Johnson fought back to make the stop. Roussel shooting again. That's blocked and ricochets to Alexiak. Into the corner. Garbett fired. Save Johnson. Eakin held up. Nelson in there back of the goal. Boychuk shoved it off Alexiak's glove, and Leddy sends Martin out. Alexiak rams him at the line.
Boy, a couple of good plays by big Alexiak here, keeping gap.
Stars carry on to the line. Eakin toward Garbett and into the corner. Back out Goligoski. A shot got through. Tip. Roussel scores on the rebound. And it's 4-3 Dallas.
This really all started, though, on the icing. The Islanders couldn't get their change in. And Lindy Ruff comes with this nasty trio that are going to pursue the puck and not give up. But here's the big defensive play by Alexiak to keep gap They turn it back up ice. Islanders scrambling to get into defensive position. The original deflection, I think, went off the pipe. And then Roussel, who's a hungry guy on this shift, backs in. There it is off the pipe, keeps his eyes on it, and chips one from about 3 feet to give the Stars the lead. Wow.
Goligoski with another assist. Roussel's third goal of the season and 5th point. That's pretty healthy first 8 games. Stars get their first lead of the game with 4 minutes left in the second. Eaves intercepts. Opozo looking forward at center ice. Goligoski keeping them away and takes the return from Daly. Up the wing, Eaves will tip it on in. There goes Hemsky firing after the puck. Johnson moves it over. Tavares pushing it forward. Opozo into the Dallas zone. Visnovsky firing, scores! He's always done that against Dallas, and we're tied again.
This is going to be last shot wins tonight. Up the ice. Off the rush. Rolling puck. Visnovsky just spanks this. No idea how he can control it. And it eats up the 9-hole underneath the armpit of Lindback to tie it again.
First point of the season. Playing in just his second game after a back injury. And in they come again. Coulomb on a shot. Kicked out. Rebound. Grabowski. I don't think it got through. Lindback still.
That last one did.
Boychuk passing it off to Nielsen. Into the high slot. Lindback on both knees brings it in. We thought it might be like this.
It is.
3:16 to play in the second period. You like up-tempo? You like quality goals? Well, then hang around. 4-4 for the Stars and the Islanders.
His next goal against the Stars will be his 20th. He hasn't played his 60th game against them yet. Lubomir Visnovsky. Remember those? I mean, it was ridiculous back in the day when he was in LA, especially. Big goals every night.
Yep.
It seemed like he's got 10 power play goals mixed in there against the Stars.
Off the face-up, Boychuk in the Dallas zone. All the way around to the other point, Leddy. Tie up at the side of the net. Jordy Ben was tripped up. Coulomb shut down. Nielsen passing it over. Leddy shooting. Save Lindback.
To find that through a screen in front. Nice reaction.
Sevier tossed off the puck. Boychuk slammed it out again. Grabowski relays it. And Lindback decides to cover it.
Yeah.
Coulomb steaming in there.
It was a bit of a weird play, and the pressure from Coulomb forced him to take that. They're going to have to take a face-off in their own zone, and I don't think either of these netminders has really caught up to the game here tonight. Essentially, one of every 4 shots has gone in. It's been fast. It's been scrambly. Some stuff has gone in that usually doesn't. Other stuff and goals you can't really fault them on. And there's plenty left.
Cody Eakin and Brock Nelson. Lindback's left. Under 3 minutes to play in the second period. Jamie Oleksiak has the puck. Jokipaka ahead off Roussel, and Eakin chasing DeHaan. Gave him a shove. Garbutt, by the way, also getting an assist with Goligoski on that Roussel goal. Dallas's latest tally. Roussel to the line. Garbutt dug it out, took the hit, moved it on. Eakin shooting up high over the net.
That's a good example of what I was talking about earlier, where if they can get through the aggression of the Islanders, they're going to get their opportunities.
Roussel was waiting on one in the slot. It never came his way.
He got nailed, though, when he got that puck up ice inside his own blue line.
Big tie up in the corner, and Roussel pushing it out, takes a hit at center. Oleksiak on. Eakin will steer it in for the change. Here's Tavares. Visnovsky again. Opozo bumps it deep. Trevor Daly. Now he's tied up. Tavares stronger. Worked it out front. Save. Lindback. Conacher in check. Opozo turning away from Fiddler. Tavares back of the net. Wanted the puck. It hit him in the skate. Goligoski leaps forward with it with a pass to Eaves. Cutting to his right against Hickey. Tried to center it. That's Hemsky back of the net. Now Eaves, backhander, save Johnson. Rebound, save Johnson. He slapped at it again. Jordy Ben. This time he defers, goes across the ice. Spezza firing. I think that hit Eaves.
It did. He goes limping back to the Stars bench.
Jordy Ben from the corner. Jamie's on to take the pass. 45 left in the period. Hemsky dragging it, shot it. Tie up in front and shoved out of the zone.
Boy, right idea. That's the space maker move. Usually a bigger power forward that engages that. They had the Islanders caught. The Stars had outchanged them. The offensive change here in the second period.
Ben barreling in there against Hickey. Dillon trying to hold it in. It pops free. Here comes Martin with Cizikas. Sagan caught him. Centering pass. Martin took a swing at it after it hit Lindback. Ben shoved by Martin. Penalty coming up on Martin.
Hooking going to be the call. Their hit leader. Last shift for Tavares was an aggressive one. He came out with a purpose, stole the puck along the boards, and tries the swinging wrap. It's the same play that Lindback got beat in Nashville on. This time had an answer for it. And then hard to the rack. Hemsky at the other end. They just couldn't grab the rebound that was laying around a little bit. Ben might have got away with a little bit of an elbow as he was protecting himself, expecting the big hit from Martin.
6 seconds left in the period. Fifth power play of the game for Dallas. They have a power play goal, and they are tied at 4. Ben and Nielsen. All the guns out there for Lindy Ruff. Ben, Nielsen wins it. Leddy cranks it down, and so Dallas starts the third in a tie game on the power play.
With a better sheet of ice, and if the third is anything like the second, it'll be full of fireworks and a lot of special teams.
We figured this was going to be a fun one tonight for the Stars and the New York Islanders. It has not disappointed in the least. 4-4 through 40 minutes. In the intermission, Daryl Ray visits with Jamie Alexiak. The big rig, that's coming up from Long Island. 4-4 on Long Island. 8 different goal scorers, 17 players with at least a point, 4 multi-point guys. Razor, one of them is Jason Spezza.
Well, he's been something else here lately, especially. He's our AT&T U-verse rewind. Roll you back. Remember, he only had the one helper in the first 3 games. Lindy Ruff threw the line together with Ben and Sagan, and he has been buzzing ever since. Sweet feet on the winner in Pittsburgh. Scored against the Flyers at home. Undressed Schneider last night in the shootout. Succulent little drop pass to Sagan in the second period tonight, and kaboom on his own on the power play. So the points are stacking up, and so are the assists. He's a bright, crafty setup man, and he's amongst the leaders right now. He's tied with Getzlaf of those Anaheim Ducks. See a little bit of the two of them in one another. Atop the NHL right now, Tavares right underneath with 8, but Spezza and Getzlaf with 9 helpers already.
Tavares off the sheet so far in a 4-4 game, which is kind of odd. In the box for hooking late in the period, Matt Martin. Dallas on their 5th power play, 1:54 remaining on it. They already have a power play goal. They're looking for their second lead of the game. Spezza, Ben, Sagan, Goligoski, and Daly. Franz Nielsen and Jason Spezza at center. Spezza's also very good at doing this. Leads Dallas in face-off winning percentage so far in the young season. And
they're holding them.
Dave.
Darn televised hockey.
You TV guys.
Not us, it's the home guys. Smarten up over there.
Trevor Daley will wind it up. He doesn't have a point on the sheet. He's looking for career point number 200. Ben's pass intercepted, but he's fighting back against Clutterbuck at center ice. And they'll try it again. Hologoski with 2 assists in the game. Tyler Seguin collecting goal number 99 in his career earlier. Boychuk jammed by Daley. Tried to work it to Seguin. Tried again to work it to Seguin. Hickey taps it in front. Cizikas shoots it down the ice.
It was just a flat-out stick battle back there. Wasn't any physicality involved in it.
Minute remaining on the Dallas power play. Changes, and here comes Hemsky. Shot it. Blocked by DeHaan. Cleared by Nielsen. Anders Lindback and Chad Johnson going all the way tonight. Jordy Ben to Hemsky, who had 8 shots last night. He had 7 in his first 6 games combined. Tucked around behind, but right for Hemsky. Pushing it along to Sevier. Nobody out at the right point. DeHaan trying to hold it along the boards. Half a minute remaining on the power play. Stars rescue the puck. Jordy Ben giving it to Hemsky. Moving in. Passed across, and Sevier was on the wrong side. Cole to Hemsky. Lost it. DeHaan not out. Jordy Ben holding it. Right point. Little room. Horkoff took a peek at Sevier. Gave it to Jordy Ben. Hemsky. Under 10 remaining on the power play. Horkoff off to the side. Jordy Ben sneaking down the back door. Here's Horkoff. Attempting to lay it back out in front. Penalty's over. Backhand shot by Sevier is tipped over the top of the net. So the Islanders 4 for 5 on the kill tonight. And a turnover by Martin to Garbutt. Trying to turn the corner. He got chopped. Takes it all the way around. And he tried the wraparound on the backhand. Daley attempting to force it. Garbutt covering up for him back at center. Hologoski to Roussel. Antoine has a goal in the game. Martin put it in deep. No shots on that power play for Dallas. Long feed ahead. Just offside at the line. Family night has never been more fun thanks to the Dr. Pepper family package. 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 Dr. Peppers, all for about the same as it costs to do dinner and a movie. Get your Dr. Pepper family pack today at DallasStars.com/specials.
Well, that top line has been productive here again tonight, but the noticeable ones in the blue collar in the effort department have been some of the individuals whose minutes weren't as big last night. Again, this is back-to-back for the Stars, so I think that's why you're noticing Eves and Fiddler and Roussel, Garbutt with some pep in this one.
Ben and Seguin attack amidst 4 Islanders. Ben fighting through Leddy. Ben holding 2 of them off. Ben centered it, and Spezza couldn't knock it home. Out of Nelson's reach at the Dallas line, Alexiak, Jokipaka, Spezza trying to corral it. Bolting forward is Seguin. Dusting it off, passing it over to Ben. A shot, save. Johnson rebound. Johnson found the puck with Alexiak coming in on it.
That's the aggression the Stars are harping on, and the top line with some seam passes to set some stuff up here. The Islanders have gone a little soft with their defending. A lot of stick checking and reaching, and a scampering Tyler Seguin jumps in to set up that off the back door, and a good save by Big Johnson to get over there. That's nice work. Time to dust it off, but again, a little bit of space as Leddy didn't get to him immediately.
Jordy Ben. Hemsky creeping out, and Conacher took it with the skate. Oposo bumped off the puck by Hemsky, who takes over at center ice. Jordy Ben lost out to Conacher, and then covers him up along the boards. Eves taps it deep. And Hickey marches back for it. Long feed ahead to Conacher at the line. Oposo chasing Cole. Loose back of the net, center, save Lindback on Oposo. Cole strip. Tavares spins. Oposo shooting. I don't know that they got to the net.
Right off the chest.
Tavares' shot. Stars break it up. Cole takes the line. Got Horkoff going to the net. Cole to Horkoff. And a save Johnson.
It's a nice delayed play, but actually ended up jamming Horkoff in front too tight.
Pozo at the end of his shift couldn't get around Trevor Daley. Some crazy stuff tonight. Calvin DeHaan on the wing to Grabowski. Daley strips him of the puck. Trying to outlet to Eakin. Held in by Kuleman. But a short-handed goal earlier in the game. I was trying to get Garbutt in the clear. Leddy reached back to get it. Quick up to Kuleman. Shut it down. Takes the high slot, passes over to Leddy. Right to Nielsen. A shot and a save. Lindback.
Awkwardly, kind of had to ram himself against the post.
Grabowski for Kuleman. Leddy and Garbutt over there. Bounce to the line. Grabowski bounced one in and a save from Lindback. Islanders are getting some pucks to the net now. Jordy Ben. Roussel chases it down in the corner. Straight. Hits him and Garbutt protecting the puck for Spezza. Dallas in mid-change and out come the Islanders. Grabowski lost it at the end of a shift. Cizikas barreling in there and Oleksiak keeps him away from it. Passed it up. Bouncing puck. Cizikas dragging it. Save. Rebound. Martin denied. Oleksiak back of the net. Under pressure, but beat two Islanders with a pass to Dillon. Now to Ben. Rink wide for Sagan. Tearing after it off the boards. Hickey protecting it against Spezza. And Martin shoots it down the ice, icing against the Islanders.
It's open wheel racing at times down there. And poor defensemen are being hounded quickly. Unreal. Good work by Eric Cole out of this mess in their own zone. Little turnover in behind they get away with. And then in transition, there's been plenty of transition from both teams. Just jammed him a little bit in tight. And the pad save by Johnson as Horkoff drove the net.
The icing fiddler in there. Cizikas wins it and Hickey shoots it deep enough to get the Islanders change, or part of it anyway. Jordy Ben creeping through center. Fiddler tipped it across. Hickey back of his net. Smoked up by Eaves. Lee scored the first goal of the game. Now ices the puck.
That's the thing, though. There's not much easy that the Stars are giving right now with their positioning and their tenacity, which has been, I think, exemplary here tonight for a club that played last night and is up against a good skating team here this evening in the Islanders.
Horkoff and Cizikas to Johnson's right. Horkoff to the board. Sevier shot it, and it's trapped by Johnson somewhere in this paraphernalia. Sending us to break. 13:42 left in the third period. Stars 4, Islanders 4.
Memorial Coliseum. Stars Islanders knotted at 4. Last trip in here for the Stars. It was built back in the early 70s at a cost of just $32 million. Hosted the All-Star game back in '83. Gretzky went berserk in that one. The Stones prep for their Steel Wheels tour here. It's off to the Barclays Center in Brooklyn and the 3,000 or so obstructed seats there next year. Talked to some of the fans on the way over today. They're not going with the club.
It's great crowd again tonight. The Islanders have quite a team this year. Sevier dashing after it, and it's icing against the Islanders. Very close call.
And a late call.
Yeah.
Yeah, those banners, the great Islander teams of the late 70s, early 80s, they went to 5 straight Stanley Cup finals, finally got knocked off by the Edmonton Oilers. That was back in the dynasty days of the National Hockey League, the Montreal Canadiens before the Islanders, and then the Edmonton Oilers after the Islanders, and nobody can win back-to-back cups now.
Face off to Johnson's right. Spezza and Nelson. And it jumps past Jordy Ben.
Boy, a little more aggressive at the point. That was not a very good clear by Strome.
Spezza lost the puck. Lee goes back across the ice. Nelson cut down.
See, the other part of it might come down to who gets the last power play in this game, too, the way it's gone.
The Stars have 5. Islanders have 2. And Spezza shot it out of play from center.
The lifter. Well, the Stars after this one are going to head back home, and they should get the 2 Russians back maybe as early as this week. Sergei Gonchar broke his foot in the preseason. Val Nichushkin got shut down. He had an ailment all through camp. They've been skating on their own. Gonchar and Nichushkin, it has a nice ring to it, doesn't it? I feel like it should be Johnny Weir or something when I'm announcing that. Very lyrical skaters.
Yes.
The pair from Russia, Gonchar and Nichushkin.
Look forward to getting them both back.
No kidding, man, can they add.
Tonight, Connaughton and McKenzie are in the press box. Roussel tamed the puck at center. Hot pass for Eakin off the boards. Johnny Boychuk and Nick Leddy. Late ads in the summer, but boy, what ads for their blue line and their whole group. Leddy leaves it.
Already had a pretty good sort of burgeoning young decor, but no substitute for veteran savvy.
Guys who've been in the big battles. Boychuk from the board, shot it, Lindback squeezed it in.
Big Anders has battled his way through this game here tonight, too. A hot shot from the board and some words between Roussel and Boychuk on the tail end of that. Not easy to sit around and then, you know, you don't get the prime start. You get the please save our hide second game of a back-to-back. Such is the nature of that position, and at times, you know, it hasn't gotten great within the game. Kari Lehtinen over in the corner, taking this in through the window with Craig Lowry.
Only 2 weeks since Lindback has played. Hickey shot it his way, deflected by Tavares back of the net. Hemsky through the body. Daly took a hit. Eaves trying to get it up the wall. Fiddler whacking at it. Tavares stretching for it. Hemsky coming away from the pile. Got to center, shot it in. Johnson stopping it, twisting it around behind.
Seen a lot of Vern Fiddler straight up against Tavares in the game tonight, too.
Daly with a steal, and then he's clocked right inside the line. Conacher hit him. Lubomir Vishnevsky to John Tavares at center ice. Ran right into Brendan Dillon. Jordy Ben. Rink wide to Cole. Back again toward Horkoff. Icing against Dallas.
There's probably an easier pass on the cutter through the middle instead of rink wide there, and it goes a miss. So the Islanders are not, if they want, can bring whatever they want out here on the icing. Stars have to stay with what they have. It's going to be their 4th liner. We're jumping on the ice anyway. Game has slowed down a little bit here after that scoring explosion of the second period.
Dallas winning the faceoff. Jordy Ben just under the old scoreboard. Cole shot it, save Johnson. Clutterbuck. Sevier took it away. It's hacked on to Cole. Twisting away from Clutterbuck. Jordy Ben a shot. Oh, Johnson makes the stop and it dies right there.
Through a myriad of players. All started with a good face-off win by the Stars in their own zone. The veteran Horkoff. The high flip. Seen that a couple of times in the game. Useful little maneuver, and then a hot shot off the rush by Eric Cole. Good look at Chad Johnson finding that through, and the diaphanous screen set up by Horkoff in front.
Ben in the circle out there with Spezza and Sagan. Nielsen won it. Leddy can't get it away from Sagan to Ben. Ben curling behind Sagan. A shot. He hit the post. Spezza in there to take it away. Ben clawing after it along the boards. Trying to shake Leddy. Bumped it to the line for Alexiak. Sagan found it back of the net out of midair towards Sagan, or towards Spezza. Sagan. One-on-one against Leddy. Gave it to Ben, who was well covered. Leddy to the boards. Alexiak moving in, and it's coughed out. A 2-on-1. Kuleman. Nielsen. Shot, score!
Young guys sometimes don't read the game the same way. Jamie Benn allowed the Islanders to win that draw, and then they just pounced on it, hopped on the loss, get it back. He circles the net. You can hear it go off the pike on the short side when Sagan rifled it in there. The Islanders were sniffing. There was a pinch with no coverage. The only guy back was Yoki Paka on the 2-on-1. Pass comes across. Second time in the game where there's been a lefty on the right side, and that shooter has beat Anders Lindback clean.
Nielsen's second of the season. He becomes the game's 9th goal scorer in a 5-4 game in favor of the Islanders. Kuhlman with the assist. Loose puck at center. Strome put it over. And it's hit with someone's high stick. It's deemed to be an Islander, and that stops play.
You know, the Stars have played aggressive. The top line who are going to play on the offensive side of things, they get chasing back to their net. Yoki Paka goes down to take the low part of the net away, but so did Lindback. He's concerned there might be a pass back again, but he didn't have his angle and got beat clean on the short side. Very reminiscent of how he got beat in the third period on a backhander by Nystrom in Nashville. Just maybe overthinking it a little bit.
Wisnowski pursued vigorously by Antoine Roussel. Garbutt let it go. Dillon shoots it deep. Roussel has a goal in the game. Gave it to Garbutt. Eakin's in front. Garbutt tried to shoot it at the net. Roussel bumped it to Eakin. Back for Roussel, and Johnson covers up.
Line's a mitt full tonight. They're starting to look like what they usually, or certainly last year, looked like every shift, every night.
Less than half a period to play, and the Islanders have their lead back again. It's 5-4 at the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum.
Scoring affair between the Islanders and the Stars, and you know, Lindy Ruff has watched this game teeter-totter back and forth here tonight, and sometimes you can burn the opposition with that aggression in the attacking zone, which he harps on, and sometimes you get burned going the other way, and the Stars have here for the go-ahead goal on a 2-on-1. A lot of clock left, though, to get this back to level.
Fiddler and Nelson. Fiddler wins it. Hemsky shot it, blocked. Goligoski in front, doesn't get through to Fiddler. And Dallas has to regroup, going back to their own zone. Hemsky shoots it in. Johnson stops it, gives it to Hickey. Reverses toward Wisnowski, dies along the boards. Fiddler's shot, it might have hit Nelson. It comes into the corner. Eaves put it there for Hemsky. Goligoski is shot, save Johnson. Eaves restoring it to the line. Getting it back from Goligoski, and that's deflected out of play.
Trying to get it to the net, and this line's been good at that tonight. Funnel. Seems like Chad Johnson's firmed up a little bit here with some good stops in the third period. The conversations continue on. Two teams have gotten hard at one another here tonight. Tavares was saying that the combination of Halak and Johnson is the best situation at that position that they've had here since he's been here.
Two other guys brought over in the summer. Calvin DeHaan walked into Horkoff. Sevier from the line shot it. Horkoff, DeHaan breathing down his neck again. Took the hit but worked it to Cole. Coming out of the pile, Cole shooting. Another puck deflected out of play in the Islanders zone.
Yeah, the defensive tenacity's been ratcheted up a notch by the Islanders here. It just didn't feel like the early portion of this third period was like both teams were saying, okay, this is probably going to end up 5-4 now. So we'll play for a break, and when we get that break, and if we get that lead, we're going to scamper around in our own zone and sacrifice ourselves to make sure one goal can stand up.
Sevier beat Tavares. Yoki Paka shot it wide. Horkoff. Puck rolls to center ice. Alexiak reinstalls. Stars Sevier and Cole go to the bench. They finish the change. Straight foul.
He caught an edge. It was a violent single collision.
Spezza knocked it down at the line, but Tavares recovers to keep them away. 8:20 to play in the third. Shots 28-27 Dallas. 5-4 the Islanders lead, and Tavares takes it away into the Dallas zone. He goes. Cuts to the middle. Goligoski stepped underneath. Now for Spezza. Turning it to Ben, off his stick to Seguin at the line. They're offside.
Boy, Capuano is going nuts. Thought there should have been a call on that rush by Tavares.
Stars fans, Fox Sports Southwest wants to put you in the zone for select Stars home games this season. Fan can purchase tickets in the Fox Sports Southwest Fan Zone. Get yours today, DallasStars.com/fanzone, and use password Fox Sports.
Well, they may have gotten away with one as Spezza was dealing with Tavares one-on-one, and then as they went up the ice off the rush, they were their own worst enemy in going offside. Got to be a little bit gassed here now. They've played a lot in the game here again tonight. It's been a skating game. Martin just came over and had words with Roussel on this draw. They continue to have words across this face-off.
Yeah. Eakin tried to jump around. Cizikas countering. Jokipaka slowing him up. On to Martin. Tried to pass to Clutter, but Eakin went down to one knee to block the pass. Cizikas puts it back in the net. Martin taught at by Alexiak. 6'7", 250 pounds, 21-year-old. Stars come away with the puck. Roussel trying to slip past Visnovsky, who cut him off along the boards. Garbett to Eakin. He missed. Dillon holding it in at the line. Kicking it over to Jordy Ben, who has to chase the puck. Shot it. Eakin redirected it, but wide of the net. Dillon placing it deep again, and then it pops right back along the boards to him. Roussel lost his stick. Cizikas carries the puck to center. Fires it across. Both teams change. 7:11 to play in the third. 5-4 Islanders. Here comes Spezza. Lost it at the blue line. Ben stripping lead. Too far for Seguin. Icing against Dallas.
Lots of try. They're just off a tick right now with the execution. This top trio, Roussel trying to bust down the left wing boards. Picking them up, putting them down. Ran out of real estate. Old school hip check by Visnovsky, who has a tally in the game tonight. Sometimes he gets a little dainty with his defending with just his stick. That time took the body.
38 years old, 3 times at least 50 points. He documented his success against the Stars earlier. Ben doesn't get it out. Kuleman tried to drop it for Nielsen. It's out of the zone. Leddy snapped it forward. Grabowski. Nielsen following up, shoots it in. Lindback back of his net. Stars a shot away. 6.5 left in the third. Dillon to Seguin at center ice. Kept it away from Tavares, but he had to go back with it to Daly.
It's like the old days here.
Yeah, it is. Goligoski taking the line, cutting to the middle. Twisting, turning. Eaves following up, couldn't get the shot away. Goligoski's right back on it. Firing. That's blocked in front. DeHaan clears it forward. Oposo takes the line. Shooting it up high. DeHaan keeping it in. It's deflected wide to the far side for Conacher. In front hit a skate. Alish Hemsky. Pass to Fiddler. He'll tuck it down the wall to finish the Dallas change. 5:40 to play in the third. 5-4 New York. Second game in as many nights for Dallas. Stars have won 2 straight and are 4-0-1 in their last 5 and an icing call against the home team.
Not a very good play by Clutterbuck. We just needed to drag that for a second and then rip it in. So a face-off to the left of their net. And Lindy Ruff's going to make a quick change and bring the trio right back out here again. Spezza, Ben, and Seguin. Got the kids out here again on the blue line with them. Alexiak and Jokipaka.
Spezza and Cizikas is after an icing, and they're jockeying. The Islanders are.
It's the thing. You need Goligoski and Daly to defend right now against Tavares as well. So
squeaked out of the zone. Jokipaka trying to turn it quickly forward. Gave it to Ben. Spezza shooting it. Save Johnson. Kicked it to the corner. Jokipaka Trucked in after it. It's taken away. Clutterbuck to center. Sagan caught him. The Islanders get their change.
Having a real difficult time getting pucks through, and when they do get it through, getting a second opportunity on the Islanders.
Ben flipped it over from center. Hickey moved it along. Wisnowski up the boards. Pass from Nielsen ahead to Grabowski. To Nielsen. He scores. Tougher now.
Well, how quickly it happens. Coming out of their own zone. Puck comes around. Stars top linesman scored on twice here in the third period. They were in sort of mid-change. And this is not a very fluid move by Anders Lindback to come across, as he almost stopped himself up. Doesn't get all the way over. It's an elevated pass. Nicely handled by Nielsen, who's a wonderful hockey player. Finds his spot short side. Bang, bang. He has put the Islanders up by 2 himself here in the third.
Second and third goals of the season for Nielsen. See if you're trying to dig it out against Leddy. 4.5 left. The Stars need 2. Cole. Shot it deep. Boychuk. Bounce to Sevier. Twisted in front. Score! Sean Horcoff gets one back. On a crazy bounce in the Islanders zone.
That was nuts. You never, ever, and this goes on for decades here on Long Island, you never trust the glass here in Uniondale. Home or away team. Puck feels like it's going to go out. Instead lies perfectly for Sevier in the slot. Little nudge. You know, nobody knows where it is for the Islanders. Horcoff with a nice, patient, sweet move to beat Boychuk from the boards, and the netminder at the net on the backhand. Still hasn't scored against the Devils. Another opportunity last night. Gets another against the Islanders, though.
First of the season for Horcoff. 23 seconds after Nielsen had put them up by 2. Starts trying to erase a 2-goal deficit for the second time in the game. Roussel trucking it out to center. Martin clocks him in front of the Islander bench. They're announcing the second Nielsen goal. Puck at center. Clutterbuck took it in. Stars waiting for him. Under 4 minutes to play. Roussel getting it over. Walked into Hickey. Nielsen flushes it out. Daly at center ice. Fiddler to work his way clear of Nielsen. Couldn't do it. And it's popped back into the Dallas zone where Hemsky will chase it down. 3.5 left in the third. 6-5 Islanders. Hemsky cut off along the boards. Nielsen bringing it in. Button hooking. Tossing it deep toward Grabowski. Wisnowski. Tied up. Stars trying to slip it out. They get it to center ice. Hickey goes back to Wisnowski. Puck hits. I think it hit Eaves on his way to the Dallas bench. The Islanders didn't like it, and Tavares comes out with it. Conacher going after the puck. Oleksiak stripping Conacher. Working it to Spezza. Jokipaka stepped on the puck, lost it. Tavares shot, and jumping up to get it is 6'6" Anders Lindback, keeping Dallas within a shot. 2:45 left in the third period. 6-5 Islanders. Can the Stars pull it off again on the road?
As promised or teased earlier, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Third period was just moving along. Nothing really to see. Stars come close. Sagan hits the pipe. Immediately after that, Stars got aggressive on the puck and got beat because of that aggression. 2-on-1 going the other way. First of 2 for Nielsen. A ripper of a wrist shot. Put them up by a tally. They get another one on a 2-on-1 as the Stars chase back. Nielsen from the other side, and then immediately after that, bad bounce off the glass as Boychuk tries to clear Horkoff, the benefactor, and it's a one-shot game with under 3 minutes to go in regulation. And we have seen a deluge of offense tonight in Uniondale.
Face off to Lindback's left. Islanders dig it out. Oposo pivoting, shooting. Horkoff blocked that to the corner. Good strong board work over there too. And out come the Stars. Rink wide to Daly, who jumps up. They're offside at the line.
Well, that's twice here in the third. They've had rushes going, and the linesmen have called him on it. Again, the defenseman up on the rush. Daly that time staying aggressive. They need it now. Obviously, they need a goal to at least get a point out of here. The goaltending hasn't been sublime at either end. You know, it's been one of those games. You can be great with a save near the end, though, and be a hero.
Good pick there by Sevier. Gave it back. Grabowski jammed by Trevor Daly. Horkoff whipped it off the boards. Nielsen in for a hit, but he got it over. And Eric Cole. Horkoff from center, scooped it in deep. Sevier giving chase. Sevier, good assist on the Horkoff goal to cut it to 6-5 under 2 minutes left. Cole twisting it in deep. It's launched toward Nielsen. And with Cole hammering him in front of the Islander bench, he did work it along enough to Kuleman. Driving it in. Both teams looking for fresh horses.
Keep an eye on Lindback.
1:35 left. Dillon with the pass. Eaves at center. Steering it deep. And Fiddler, they wave the icing.
Good hustle. He's done that all night, Fiddler.
Squirts past Dillon. Lindback still in there. Jordy been up the middle. Cizikas has to wait. He hoists it in. 75 seconds to play. Lindback looking toward the Dallas bench. Lindy Ruff is standing on it, telling him to come. Spezza drops it. Seguin ahead to center ice, shooting it in and around the boards. They don't give him the center red line.
Wow. They did the same thing earlier to Clutterbuck on their side, and this one a little more painful considering the situation. You got to get to that center stripe. You got bent by Tavares right at the stripe. And by not getting over it, it's icing. They got to get Lindback back in net and start from their own zone.
Islanders win the faceoff. Leddy shooting it over the top of the net. Oposo tapping his stick. He wants the puck. Sagan's waiting at the blue line. Spezza to Ben. There goes Lindback. Here come the Stars. Ben into the zone against Boychuk. Shot it. Johnson holds it. Faceoff coming to his right.
Boy, Jamie ripped that too. Using Boychuk as a bit of a screen and gets it on net. Johnson's been tidy on those types of shots here. Timeout, perhaps, to talk over what they want to do on this here. In motion, right past the stick, and right into the awaiting mitt of the Islander netminder. So, what is the miracle? Kurt Fraser, Lindy Ruff. He wants the dry erase board to draw this one up. Do they have another one of these in them? Fought tooth and nail in this one. They've answered a lot as it's moved along. They've been disciplined again tonight. They didn't take a penalty in the game last night. They've only taken 2 here this evening. That's difficult to do on the road.
And a 6-5 game 4 pending the outcome of everything tonight. The highest scoring team potentially in the West and the highest scoring team potentially in the East.
Yeah. We only got half of that whiteboard in the shot down there. What we do know from that is that 91's on the ice. Cody Eakin out here. Hemsky. Ben Spezza, and then Daly back at the blue line.
Seguin, very high slot. Ben will try it with Nielsen, 45 left. Ben whipped it to the boards. Hemsky trying to fight through Boychuk. Spezza out to the line for Daly. Back to Spezza, rolling puck. Threw it toward the front. That's Eakin. Bumped off of it by Boychuk. Battles to try and get it back. He does get it back. To Ben, out of his skates. Sagan has to creep down. Shot it. Blocked. And Hemsky covers up at center. 22 seconds left. Stars shoot it in. Wide of the net. Nelson will take the icing here. And a final chance for Dallas with 12 and 2/10 left.
Andy Ruff up on the bench with some words for Jamie Benn and company off of this. This is strong work by Ales Hemsky to beat Boychuk. Got leverage on him, won the puck on the far side. They could just never get it quickly into the interior. This is bull rush time here now.
Checking the clock. Might put a little bit back up there.
Strong side for Spezza. Nielsen's going to oppose him, and he's been big story for the Islanders here tonight, especially in the third period.
Ooh, they put a lot of time back up there.
Did they ever? 15 seconds now.
Spezza, Nielsen. The Johnson's left. Spezza wins it. Daly has a little room. Fire tip just wide.
Exactly what they drew up and wanted to execute.
Daly couldn't hold it. And this one slips away. Nielsen, maybe. The Hats are coming down. It's a moot point other than the hat trick. The Islanders win the game.
While they mauled Nielsen, they dodged a late bullet from the Stars captain. Big face-off win by Spezza, who's so strong. There goes Jamie Benn, married up perfectly by the shot pass, if you will, by Daly. The deflection. You could tell from the body language on Chad Johnson, the netminder, he had no idea where that puck was. It just missed the net. Also, they lose. This is the second time in, the last 4 games where they score 5 times and come out on the wrong end of it.
Yeah. Well, they put the goal up on the board here. It would be ironic in that they added 3 seconds on the clock. And the Stars thought that might help them. And Nielsen may be the beneficiary of a hat trick because of it.
So it ends up being a wild and woolly finale in this building for the Dallas Stars.
So the Stars head east and split the games, winning last night in the shootout at New Jersey and losing tonight. That what appears to be a final score of 7-5 on Long Island. The final trip ever to the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum. Tonight's game produced by Jason Walsh, directed by Mark Vittorio. The associate producers, John Sponsler, Doug Foster, and Cody Eastwood. Final score tonight, Islanders 7 on the board, Dallas 5. For Darrell Ray and the rest of the wonderful crew who followed us over from New Jersey, I'm Ralph Strangis. The postgame show is coming up next.